record it for those who can't make sufficient. But I think a lot of people just fly through and click complete on the welcome checklist. You won't get in trouble if you did that. That's totally okay. But I'm going to walk through the circle a little bit and like give a little more context to why it even exists. But first, what I wanted to do, and this is cool because I did say that I know Bob already, but others don't know Bob. So I'm going to throw some questions out the first few minutes here, just so we can get to know one another a little bit. And I think the reason why to spend time to do that is just because this is a community. I think we're all just doing this together. I mean, this isn't just a forum like the Logos forum where you just like go ask a question and wait for someone to respond. But like I'm chatting with people like as I let my dog out and they are talking through prayer requests with me, or I'm like meeting people from around the world. And I'm meeting pastors and I'm meeting welders who are learning the software on the side, and I'm trying to contextualize it as much as possible. So I think I want to learn, but I also think it'd be beneficial for us to learn about one another just a little bit and to see who's here. And so some questions I just had as prompts to get us started. And then we'll roll into the circle, of course, but the questions would be how long you've been using Logos and how you use it primarily. And then what you hope to get out of this. Like, why did you join the circle in the first place? Like, why in the world are you here? Like, you could be doing anything right now, and you're spending your time hanging out in the circle. So your experience with Logos, how you use it primarily, and then why you're here. Does anyone want to go first?
Yeah, I can go if you like.
People. Yeah, go ahead, Nico.
Yeah, I mean, I was gifted a Logos edition. I'm trying to think, years ago. My background is in Christian publishing. I used to work for a company that represented a lot of the US, well, a number of prominent US theological publishers like Erdman's, Augsburg Fortress, Abingdon, etc., etc., and of late Lexham Press, which I know is part of Faith Life. So I've come across Logos for many years, but I never really used it. I just loaded it up and never used it. And then about 4 years ago, I moved into ministry, Christian ministry, running a Bible college here. And I had a Logos. To cut a long story short, I was blessed with another Logos package of Logos 9. And I've been using it, but I just feel I'm scratching the surface. One of the benefits I get from it is I've got a lot of commentaries on the bookshelves. And for me, it's just great having 10, 12 commentaries open in Logos and able to just sift between one and the other. But when I look at, what Logos can do, and I've been on a few video tours on YouTube, I really need to get more skilled in how to use it.
Great. That's great. You're in the right place. I mean, like the coaches are so good with Logos. I learn from them every single day. So yeah. And would someone else like to share? Martin, I'm going to choose you. I'm going to call on you.
No problem. So I started using Logos, I think back in 2014. Way back. And I used it for my ministry. I'm a pastor, and doing my Bible studies with Logos, but being overwhelmed with the opportunities you have and the possibilities. And then I found out that my colleagues in the pastoral ministry, they sit there with Logos and have no idea how to use it. Just upgrading, having the newest version, but for what? So I was talking to our department chief, and telling him, you know what, I want to become a coach for our colleagues. And so he said, go ahead, do it, and look for a good possibility. And then I stumbled over Logos Daily. Never heard it before. Well, 2-3 weeks in the past. First time. So what is that? Never seen before. So, and Jason, we got contact, and so yeah, now I'm here and trying to become a coach, not
Yeah.
being.
So
So we started a new group, the Logos Deutsch or German, yeah.
exactly.
And so now I am promoting Logos Daily, and hopefully it will become more and more and more participants.
I say that's pretty cool. Yeah. So Martin is going to help us with that, with those languages, and then Greg is going to be helping us with a Spanish group too. So we are kind of extending into some audiences there. But yeah, so that's cool. I'm really glad that we connected, Martin. I'm glad that you found us randomly. So I'll ask one more person, now that the group's growing a little bit, I'll ask one more person how do you use Logos, and then primarily, and then what do you hope to get out of the circle? Like, why are you here? Why did you join the circle? So would anyone else like to share? You can go ahead anyway.
So been a Logos user for about let's see, 15, 20 years. I don't remember exactly when I got my first version of Logos. Love to study the languages, especially because I'm fluent in 3 different languages. So getting to understand Greek and Hebrew using the tools that Logos provides has been a blessing as far as being able to be more in tune with God's word. And just hope that I can get some additional tips and tricks on how to use Logos more effectively than I have been doing it so far.
Cool. Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Tom, where are you from?
Colorado Springs.
Colorado Springs. Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna just for the sake of time, I'm gonna walk through the circle, and I also want to leave time for some questions. So I'm gonna walk through the circle. So I'll share my screen now, and I'll try to share the correct tab. This guy here. Yeah. And as I walk through the circle, I won't be able to see you. And so if you have a question, I think there's like a hand raise option. You can, if you want to do the polite way, but you can also just interject. You can interrupt me. That's totally fine. And just say, Jason, I had a question about that. And I'll pause and answer questions. But for the most part, I'd like to leave room towards the end. And so you could either jot them down, or if you think it'd be helpful for everyone, you can go ahead and interrupt me. And I mean that in a polite sense. It's totally fine. I don't mind at all. So the vision for the circle, though, I do want to say is it's bigger than the circle. I've been doing this for like 8 years or so. I've been helping people with Logos, writing about books, helping people with the software. I started growing a little pod or team of coaches who help people. We started doing booking sessions for 1-hour coaching. Many of you probably know about the Facebook group, and so the Facebook groups blew up, and so there's 12,000 and 11,000 and 10,000 across different groups, and so our network and audience is growing. But I feel like the groups have been getting noisy. That's the biggest thing. There's just so much opinions. There's a lot of distractions and noise in the different Facebook groups. And then another thing is the coaches and we spend our nights and weekends doing this. And so when I ask a coach to spend time in a 1-hour session, they're juggling that with their pastor position, or they're juggling that with their admin job or their teaching role. And they're doing that they were doing that voluntarily. And so I was trying to think of a way that we could create a focus group that would also support the coach as well. And I was just Googling, I tried like 8 different platforms, and it looks like the platform that we landed on here was just the most beneficial and helpful for the community that I was trying to create. And that's kind of why we are migrating from this massive Facebook audience, which some people are giving me flack for moving, but that's okay. I can handle it. Over to this circle, even to include some paid tiers. And so every time that you see a coach, every time you see them on a video or in a course or any of the above, they're getting paid for it. So that is that's where the money's going, on top of the hosting fees and those kinds of things. And so that's why it's a paid tier. A lot of people are like, holy cow, why paid or whatever. But like, it's just, this is a side project for me, a passion project, and it costs money. And so that's what's happening there. So that's a little bit of the vision and context. And the vision, in short, is just a dedicated and curious group of Logos users. Like, we just want to learn from one another, and that's really what it is. So I think I have it in the about section here too. So dedicated and curious community of Logos users, designed, typo, I can fix that. Designed to build relationships with those on the same path so that we can efficiently level up our study of God's word. So that's what it's all about. And that's what we are doing here in the circle. So when you log into the circle, this is the main home page. This is the main network page. This is what you're used to seeing on like a social media network. This is everything that you're subscribed to is on your home feed right here. So every group or topic or video series or anything that's added will show up here on the home feed. And down below that, the next section is discovery. So discovery are items that you may or may not be subscribed to. So the welcome checklist lives in discovery, all kinds of things for you to get familiar with the circle. The featured section are items that the admin has featured. So like the Black Friday special that we just ran, I need to remove that. The events that I want to make sure that I highlight for you, some articles or blog posts, some questions that I asked the community. Those are just featured items. Top posts and top members are the most engaging or the most active pieces that are in the circle. And then you've got a list of upcoming events, other groups, and you've even got a list here of members who are near you. And so I actually I tested a few platforms, like I said, but I chose Mighty, which is the host of this platform. I chose Mighty Networks because there's this feature here that I just had this idea, this vision for like local cohorts or local meetups. And I would love to keep growing this idea that like, I've got 6 people right here, or 6 people right here in the Greenville area, and 7 including myself. And I've already messaged with a few of them, like, do you want to grab coffee, or can we do lunch, or is there a space for us to meet up together and talk about some of what we're learning? So there's also a members near you section, and then topics that you can subscribe to across the entire network. So that's there. There's a list of members, which is really just what it is, a list of all members. And then the about section is here to give you an idea of the circle itself. The one thing I should throw out there on the members section is, if you haven't already, I would just say to clean up your profile, like add a little description about you. Like, Tim and I message a lot. Tim's a circle member. He's not a coach. He's just become a friend of mine. And I can learn more about him by hopping into his profile. I can follow all of his posts. I can send a chat with him. I can see who he's referred, what videos and groups he's a part of, and then what events he plans to attend. So you can build out your profile by clicking up here on the top right and building out your profile there. Yeah, so back to the left side. Something that a lot of folks don't know about is you can earn perks by inviting new members to the circle. So if you grab your link right here on the invite button and share this with whomever that you'd like to invite to the circle, there's stickers, and there's like the mugs, there's like Logos Bible software, Logos gift cards that you can earn. So there are ways that you can earn different things by inviting people, and you can see the badge that's here. So gold, a few of these individuals are gold, and then bronze, they've invited people to the circle. So I'm going to come back to the home screen for a second. I'm going to also hop back over here to the meeting with you so I can see your faces. So everything above that line right there, home, discovery, members, about, invite, that is the network or the home, the main section. That's like the lobby of the living room, or the lobby of the living room of the house, or the lobby of like a conference center. So that is like entry level, high level admin stuff. So you do not have this option here to post to the circle. This is an admin level network communication side of things. All of the posting and communication that circle members do are within the groups, or within the videos, or down within the different rooms of the circle. Okay, so that was something that a few members had to get used to with making the jump from Facebook over to here. But the different groups here, so I'll jump into one of them. If you click on groups, all the groups are here. If you click on tips and tricks, all members can post to all the groups, and that's how you post to certain groups. So if you have a question about tips and tricks, or if you have a free book that you'd like to share, or these different groups, then you will jump into the actual group itself and you'll post there with any questions or comments that you have. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that I highlight the difference between the home, the actual network itself, and then all the different groups and activity that's happening down below. So down below that, topics is going away very soon on December 8th. So you can ignore this topic section. But the events button is here to stay. So events is a list of all of the events that we have in the circle. So I'm going to expand this. So you can see a calendar of what has happened, or you can see a calendar of what's coming up. And I'm going to minimize the calendar once again. And so the events is a running list of any groups or network events that you're a part of. So if you've joined a group like Tips and Tricks, and we're going to go live and we're going to show some tips and tricks, that event is going to show up here. If you join a group that's on the paid side, in maybe help from coaches, which is an advanced group, the coaches are going to be live. That means it's a pro or pro plus event. It's gated. It will show up here also. If Jason schedules an event for the entire circle, like this one here, welcome new circle members, it's going to be in here. So anything that is happening that you're subscribed to, any groups that you're a part of, will show up in the events feed right here. Okay, so you can always jump into an event. You've made it to this one, so I assume you know how to navigate it a bit, but the information is here, the button to join the event, and then the RSVP button is normally right here. So you can always sign up to get reminders to the different events.
Can you slow down the scrolling a little bit, please?
Sure, I can do that. Thank
Thank
you. Yeah. So the groups, though, like I said, if the home button is in the home area, the network area, if that area is the main lobby, the groups section and the training videos, those are the different rooms that you can go into. So I think of it, it helps me visually to think of it this way. It helps me to visualize it this way, is I'm walking into this room, I'm having conversations about this specific topic, and I'm leaving when I want to go into a different area. And that's to keep the conversation organized and on point. So you, as a member, you subscribe or join any of these groups that you'd like to. And that way the admin isn't putting stuff in front of you that you don't want to see and you don't want a part of. So you'll manually hop in here, you'll see what groups that we have available, and there'll be a join button or an access button along the side here for any of the free groups. Below this list are the premium groups or the gated paid groups. And that's really any of the groups that the coaches are extremely active in. Those are the groups that are gated. So I'm going to go up and go a little bit more granular with the groups themselves. So tips and tricks. If you notice on the left side here, they have the feed. So you can see posts and questions and all of that. They actually there's a discovery section. You can see a list of members. It's got its own about section. It has its own topics to subscribe to, and it has its own events. So you can see, if you're a part of Logos Tips and Tricks, you can see the events on the events calendar at the main network level. You can also go a little bit granular and see what's happening in this space. Okay, and that's just helpful if you subscribe to certain groups and you're unsubscribed to other groups. So I'm going to back out. But each of the groups that are listed here have similar design. So they have their own feeds, their own events, and topics will be going away, but they have their own topics as well. Just double checking that there isn't anything else to point out on this front. So the next section down is training videos. And this is just really a library that you can spend time to get to know Logos Bible software. So I'm going to scroll down. Majority of this is gated, and that's because the coaches are creating the content. And so the free group that's right here, or the free training videos library right here, is Logos videos are on the web. So this is just anytime we find something that is like on YouTube or Vimeo, or it's just floating out there and it would be helpful for you. We'll come in here and we'll drop it in here for you to watch it. And if you're a part of this area, you'll get a notification that it went live. And if you watch it, you can click a little checkbox that you watched it, so you know which ones that you've watched and which ones you have not watched. So there's all kinds of helpful videos in here, and we're always adding them. And then if I head back over here, really the bread and butter, though, of the paid tiers would be the courses that we offer. So you see some Logos 9 courses in here. Rylan just recently created and launched this specialized course for small group leaders. And so that's taking an idea or topic and then walking all the way through how to organize a study for small groups. And then we have a new one that's not live yet, is mobile devices. And so mobile devices will be another course, tablets and mobile phones, and making the most of Logos 10 on those devices. That's coming soon. So those are courses that we have. So courses, every course that we have, let me show you. Every course that we have has a video to watch, like a video tutorial where Rylan, and in this case, Rylan walks through preferred Bible and Bible panel, and then an assignment. So then you'll hop over to your Logos and you'll do the same thing in yours. And so if it's a video on notes and notebooks, we have an assignment to set up your own notes and notebooks for the video that you just watched. So the idea behind that is it's more engaging, it's more personalized, it's contextual to your actual library. And so every video that you see here has something for you to hop into your own software and actually do it. And then once you do that assignment, you check it off that you've completed it. And so you can come back to this section and keep going in the future.
What section is this?
This section is under training videos,
Okay.
and then under courses. So the courses are all designed that way.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds very helpful.
Great. So the other area is just the video archive. And I'll show you, there's a lot of things that you can learn from the circle, and I'll show you a tip in a second how to find stuff more easily, of course. But the video archive is a running list of video demos. So if there's anything you ever had a question about, there's Bible helps, there's guides, creating passage guides in L9, toolbar location, all the things. Okay, all of those are stored in this video archive under the training video section. And then we also, like this recording that's going on right now, well, this particular one is all network, so I may just make it public for everybody, but we also keep an archive of all recorded videos in here. And so community updates, walkthroughs of the circle, those are in here. Office hours, and so office hours are scheduled times where coaches will go live and share their screen, let you share your screen, and you can just work together. So if someone said, I don't know how to prioritize resources, Donnie may say, can you share your screen and I'll walk you through it. And office hours are a time when 10 or 12 people are sitting together and they're all learning together and asking any questions that they have. Those are in here, but we also have those scheduled all the time. I mean, I think there's 3 a week usually. I'm going to pop back over to the events calendar and I'm going to check that out. So here's an upcoming office hours, and there's another one coming up and another one coming up. I heard a comment, so I'm going to pop back over and take a look. Oh, okay, Tom. So
Take care. I really appreciate you putting this together or helping support this. This is going to be very useful, so appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom, for being
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, take care.
All right. So the only remaining buttons here, these are external links. So these hop over to the website. This is to book time one-on-one session with the coach. A lot of people find that helpful. We have all kinds of merchandise that like it's growing interest. And so we have like a keyboard, or we have a mouse pad with like keyboard shortcuts on it for logos. We have like the mugs and these different things. So we have a few different items in the store. And then in terms of policies, refund policy, like all this kinds of stuff is in there, the legal stuff. So that's a general walkthrough of the circle. The only other thing I wanted to point out is this chat feature up here. So you can always interact with chat member or with circle members across the network. You're more than welcome to message whoever you want, dig in deeper, and keep conversations going. Like I said, I'm talking to individuals all the time about what's happening in the circle, any suggestions that they've got, any questions they have about logos. Like a lot of them ask me about sales that are happening or suggested books or how to use different tools. So yeah, you can always hop over and use the chat feature as well. So I didn't leave a lot of time for questions. Sorry about that. But if you have any, I'm here to answer any questions that you got.
I just want to say thank you to Jason. I'm a brand new member, just got started, I think, last week. And but this is a tremendous platform. And I think
Thanks, Bobby.
aren't you from the upstate, south in Greenville?
I'm in Greenville, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm down in Florence. So
Okay.
looking forward to being on the circle often.
Awesome. That's great. There's a few folks who have made the circle their homepage. So when you're ready to go all in, that's where they go there first. But yeah, I just think it's just distraction free when it's time to think about and learn logos. So I hope that it's the same way for other people. I think it's a place to just remove all the other noise if like you're just trying to work on your study. So any other questions?
So what you said that when you click on book a Logos coach, it takes you to an external link. So how is that different than the training that's within the circle, or is it the same thing?
Yeah, it is different. So all the training that's in the circle is within groups. There's not an opportunity for you to spend one-on-one time with the coaches, unless it just so happens that no one else shows up to the office hours, and then you get lucky and you can hang out with them for an hour. But one-on-one coaching is what's scheduled through the website, and so you'd fill out everything that you're hoping to get out of a 1 hour call with a coach, and then I just send a note over to the coaches and we get you matched with a coach unless you have a preferred one. So it's different in that sense. It's 1 hour one-on-one. It's kind of like Genius Bar at Apple. You know, you can ask all your questions and spend all the time you want with them. Okay, well, thanks everyone for being here, morning, afternoon, wherever you're at. So I appreciate you being here. And seriously, like I like this welcome idea a lot. I'm glad that you're taking the time to do this. I think it's helpful for me also to see faces and get to know folks. So I hope this was helpful for you. But have a great rest of your day, rest of your week, and I'll see you really on the other side. I'll see you in the circle. So, all right, take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.